Hey guys, what's going on? This is Jabari Mongoose here, recording episode 8 of my Pokémon Soulsilver randomized Nuzlocke challenge, where only the Pokémon encounter are randomized. Still recovering from the cold I was dealing with, but you can see my team on screen here. This is my team for tackling price. And you can see an interesting one here. So I have an unknown, which I call liquid because its hidden power is water. This unknown I've been keeping at the daycare, and when I checked on him recently, he was at 34, so I decided to take them out. And I figured, you know what? We got Piloswine coming up here. We also got Jasmine's Steelix as the next gym battle, so why not use them? So I think it will be fun. I even slapped a choice specs on it, which I think is hysterical. But right now, we are just tackling through the gym. Other notable Pokemon bringing into this are Pudge the Manectric. We also have Furnace the Camerupt. We got Charmeleon. We have Slug the Gastrodon, and we also have Gullwing the Pelipper. Basically, I tried to come up with as many. I did Fire type because they're going to be faster than Piloswine, and I'm more or less just bringing them in as sort of revenge killers if need be. But also, all of Bryce's Pokemon, his Seals and his Dugong, do not know water moves, so they're pretty safe to bring in all those. But yeah, it's just dealing with the trainers was not that bad. And now it's time to face on Price. And I lead with Manectric because of his lead with the water type Seal. And as to be expected, one Spark just gets the clean knockout. And then he leads with Piloswine. So here I decide to pivot into Liquid, which I was expecting the Mud Bomb, but but he does set up the Hail so you can get those perfect accurate Blizzards. Piloswine outspeeds, and he gets the freeze on Liquid, and I don't fall out, which is a bummer. I really wanted to just see how much that hidden power water under choice specs would have done, but it is what it is. So fearing another Blizzard, I decide to switch into Charmeleon, which it does a decent amount of damage, and unfortunately I get the freeze again. So not wanting to keep Toothless in because of a Mud Bomb, I decide to switch into Pelipper, and I predict right this time, and so then Pelipper next turn goes for a Surf and gets the one-hit knockout. So then his last Pokemon is Dugong. This one's a little annoying because it is a rest Dugong that does know Aurora Beam and Ice Shard. So I decided to go into Pudge the Manectric. And Aurora Beam does a decent amount of damage. I'm basically dead on a crit. And I did not want to keep Pudge in, so I decide to switch into Furnace the Camerupt. And right here, we're at a bit of a back and forth. I decided to go ahead and use Rock Slide. And he triggers my Oranberry. And so, right here, it's enough for Price to go for a heal. And what I should have done is I should have switched into probably Manectric, so I can get that super effective Spark in. But I did not, and so in this case, I decided to bring in, switch into Slug, who, with its large HP and bulk, is able to tank several of these Aurora Beams. And I decided to try fishing for Paralysis with Body Slam. And so now it's using Rest. And then fortunately I get the accuracy drop on the Mud Bomb. And you see Sleep Talk on the Ice Shard just miss. So I'm recovering HP with the Shell Battle. And so here I decide it is best to just go ahead and hard switch into Pudge. It has the accuracy drop, so essentially I'm just making sure it doesn't crit, because Aurora Beam does hit. And I avoid the crit, and then we get the knockout with Spark. This surprisingly turned bad pretty quickly. Piloswine's blizzards with the freeze did not help, and that Dugong being very, very bulky just really started damaging the rest of my team. So I'm happy I got out of that with no deaths. I got lucky there. But now I fly to Olivine City. At this point I did do another separate grinding session. I have my full team here to get to level 35, and now I'm ready to fight Jasmine. I brought in Staraptor and Piloswine because of the ground typing, and Staraptor knows close combat, and I can use its typing to pivot Thunderbolts. But as you're going to see here, Mud Bomb from Slug just absolutely decimates a Magnemite. I go in for a Surf and I outspeed. And this just one-hit KOs to Steelix, and so with her last Pokemon just being another Magnemite, this is going to be a clean sweep from Slug. Not at all like the prize fight, which was much more difficult for my team. So that is 7 badges. Our new level cap is 41. And now I get ready to take on Team Rocket at the radio tower. This was a little bit underwhelming because I really like Jasmine. I remember as a kid when I played the original Gold and Silver games, just seeing Steelix was amazing. I like snakes, and so seeing a giant steel snake Pokemon was awesome. Oh, and just right here, I've never gotten my encounter at Azalea Town, so I taught a Pokemon Headbutt, and I'm getting my encounter in the trees, and it's a Spearow. For the remainder of this episode, I decide to take on going to extra routes that I haven't gotten encounters yet. So what you're going to be seeing here is me going on the routes, I think it's like 46 and 47, or maybe it was 47 and 48, that leads up to the Safari Zone. And I'm going to be getting encounters up here real quick. And then after that, I'll wrap up this episode. In the next episode, I'll take on Team Rocket. One of these days, I'm going to remember to turn on the battle animations when I start reporting. But so my encounter on this route is a Vibrava in the water, which is great. This is also going to be a decent grinding spot because Vibrava will give a good amount of XP. It also gives attack and speed EVs, so I can throw in like Freebird and Piloswine and just be able to get some good attack EVs from here. I don't really focus on EV training, but I just do it. I just make sure I grind in good spots where I can get some added stats from the things I want for my Pokemon. So right here, I decided to try to catch this into a friend ball because I nicknamed him HG, and hopefully this means that one day me and Flygon HG will be friends. We'll have to see. I have to raise this guy up. Which I'd like to do that. Flygon's a cool Pokemon. So then right here, I just travel around this area real quick to get some hidden items. A lot of the rest of this stuff requires me to have the HM for Rock Climb, so I can't explore much. I just basically got my encounter. And then right here, this is another cave, and I decide to get my encounter in here, and it's a Gorobis. So I actually really like Gorobis. I think it's a fun Pokemon, and I actually have never used it before. I think I want to say I've used Huntail, very, very briefly, like a long time ago, but never have I used these Pokemon in Nuzlocke, and I would very much like to do so. So you see here, I decided to try to be flavorful again and try to catch this thing in a love ball, because it is an opposite gender, but my finger slipped, and I wasn't paying attention, and I thought I was pressing the button for a Pokeball, but I hit the button for Body Slam. And so I lost my encounter here, which actually really, really sucks. I would have totally tried to have used Gorbis. But unfortunately, this is what happens. And so the last 2 encounters you'll see me do before I end the episode is on the next routes, which again I think is 47, and then I'll get my Safari Zone encounter, and that'll be it. And yeah, we got a very, very big thing going on here. We finally got our starter, Toothless, up into Charizard. Very, very happy about this. He's looking pretty good right now. And I decided to teach him Wing Attack. And yeah, our boy has grown up. Alright, so my next encounter here is a Hoot Hoot. You know, Hoot Hoot has Hypnosis. It can learn Psychic type moves. It's a decent special. I mean, it doesn't have good special attack stats, but at least it offers status moves, and it can use barriers. You know, if I have to end up using it, I can figure out some things. Okay, so now we're here at the Safari Zone area. I decided to heal up, and then we're going to get my Safari Zone encounter, and then that'll be it for the episode. Yes, sir. You want me to catch a Geodude? I apologize, sir, but this is a randomizer. I do not know if I can get you a Geodude. I do get something else that's round, but it's more pink because it's a Jigglypuff. I tried to catch a Pokeball at it, and it ran away. So I missed my Safari Zone encounter. So I go ahead and leave it here. A little bit disappointing, but at least I got 2 out of my 4 encounters coming to